it's Susan. We are going to talk about a topic that we are about 30 days from most schools starting here in the St. Charles area. So we're just a few weeks away from making a commitment to a school area or a school district if you're moving with kids. So I thought today it'd be fun to bring an expert in to talk about how kids feel when they're moving into a new area or moving within an area, about schools, their house, selections, and even stresses that could take place. So I have brought an instant expert in. This is Cole. Cole's a kid. Cole's 11 years old and he's moved 3 times. So I think that forms that expert title when it comes to working with a home sale. So Cole, we're going to talk a little bit about buying a house. We're going to talk a little bit about selling a house. And we're going to talk about the kids' perspective on when all of this is going on. So mom and dad are cooking and cleaning and making sure everything's perfect. When you're going to look at houses along with parents, there are some things that might be the focus of what you see first or what you notice first. What are those things?
So first I noticed the outside and the front yard to see how big it is for activities and stuff like that.
Good. So you're looking at curb appeal, but maybe a little bit different than mom and dad's looking at. Mom and dad might be looking at, is it brick or vinyl? Is it in need of work? Is it appealing or eye-catching to them? When you're looking at how am I going to use that front yard? Or is it the yard that appeals to me for activities? Great point. Now, let's say we're in the house and we're trying to make a decision as far as, does this house really fit for us? And what are you looking for in a house?
I look for a room that I can call my own room.
Good. So your own bedroom.
And then I look for a big family room with a spot for a TV.
Good. So that TV positioning is probably pretty important to most families. The other thing you do is probably take a look at the other rooms that you use the most, which is probably the bathrooms, kitchens. Yep. So the positioning of that kitchen to that family room might be important to you so that you're all interconnecting, whether it be day to day or whether it be when you're entertaining. So we've talked a little bit about the yard, and I'm assuming backyard's probably equally as important, if not more. Good, good. We've talked about your room and kind of the flow of the house, which again might be very different than parents are looking at. Let's talk a little bit about the stress of moving. So when you're thinking about moving from one house to another, what are some things that you could be uncomfortable about?
About moving to a different school, or maybe about that I don't have friends in the neighborhood that I can play with.
That's real important. You know, the perspective of parents to how kids look at the move can be very different. Now, Cole, you know you're going to take your dogs, you're going to take your TV, you're going to take your computer, you're going to take all of that. But quite honestly, kids under the age of 8, the concept of the move may not be what you and I think about. They don't realize they may not be taking their toys. They may not be taking their pets. They may not even be taking their favorite pillow. So those things are all things that need to be addressed during the move and prior to actually having those kids learn about a house that you might have interest in. Now, for an 11-year-old, it is different. There is some social parts of it. So if you're moving to a different school, going in and meeting the principal, walking the school, listening to the activities, those are all things that probably can help with the stress level of making that move. The more times that they can see that that school is similar to the school that they're coming from might help them with those stresses. So tell me a couple things you could do when your house is up for sale to help mom and dad with the process?
So I could clean up my room and clean up around the house and clean up the dishes and wash the dishes and do all of that.
Good. One more point that's kind of fun when you have kids is having them help you get ready for that showing. Having them help you turn on the lights. Help you turn off the lights. Make it a game, especially if the kids are younger. Who can get all the upstairs lights turned on first, turned off first? When we're thinking about moving, we've talked a little bit about kids, dogs, cats. Again, they are used to you being in your houses. Now your house is up for sale. You're gone for the showing and your dogs or cats are having to deal with strangers in the house. Securing them is extremely important for their well-being, but also for the well-being of the guests that come in. Cole, you talked about cleaning up your room, cleaning up things. Also make sure that things that could be easily lost or broken through the showing process is always secured. That could be your favorite teddy bear that you've had since you were a baby. We don't want everybody else playing with it, picking it up, maybe even losing it while they're looking through the house. So let's really make sure that we're thinking outside the box a little bit here. And from a kid's perspective, from a pet's perspective, how we can make this the smoothest and easiest move. If you have any questions, contact me direct and we'll help you through the process. Cole, thank you for being our expert today. All right, thanks guys.